on behalf of Kampala Ecclesiastical Province under the Uganda Episcopal Conference established in 1996. The diocese last animated the Martyrs' Day celebrations in 2003 for the first time under Bishop Matthias Sekamanya.
It was in 2003. So from 2003, this is 22 years ago. Most of those who were around are gone.
This year will be the second time the diocese animates 3rd June as the Catholic Church celebrates Martyrs' Day under stewardship of Bishop Kakoza. The event will feature several liturgical services, cultural performances, and spiritual reflections. The Vicar General Rukidi Diocese Monsignor Richard Kayondo says prior to 3rd June, the diocese will host several activities including pilgrimage for children, slated for 30th May at the diocese.
The reason we chose to have them come a little earlier than 3rd was to give them enough time and opportunity to understand better and appreciate more the great gift of the Uganda Martyrs which God has given us.
Out of the required budget for preparations, only 50% of the funds have so far been raised. The funds will aid in liturgical services and supporting the 500-member choir drawn from the 34 parishes of the diocese.
Allow me, on behalf of the diocese, to let you know that at least we have been able to raise 50% of the estimated budget. There's some deficit that is left. So we have not yet materialized all the money that we needed to arrange the two functions.
On security and safety reasons, the diocese has called upon all pilgrims to register with their respective parishes.
We appeal to all those who will be coming to Namugongo for the 3rd June 2025 Uganda Martyrs' Day celebrations to register at their parishes and have their names accredited, so that proper arrangements can be made for them for their own security and safety.
Rukidi Diocese has two significant sites of where the two martyrs, Ponshano, Ngondwe and Mukasa Chiriwawamvu, and the diocese is working out plans to ensure that the two sites are developed as a milestone for the celebrations.
We have a site in Bulimo where Ponsiano Ngondwe was born. We want to develop these two sites as a remembrance of our year of pilgrimage.
The theme for the celebrations, "Oh Lord, let me see again, I, your pilgrim of hope," was integrated with the Jubilee year announced by late Pope Francis. The Uganda Martyrs were a group of 22 Catholic and 23 Anglican converts to Christianity in the Kingdom of Buganda who were executed between 1885 and 1887 under the order of Kabaka Mwanga. They were beatified in 1920 and canonized in 1964 by Pope Paul VI, which now marks the significance of 3rd June Martyrs' Day, which attracts millions of pilgrims from across the world in their honor. Susan Naung and Andrew Sebira reporting for EBC TV.
The traffic police is urging motorists to strictly adhere to the traffic guidelines as the country countdowns to the Martyrs' Day celebrations. Pilgrims have started trekking to Namugongo from across the country to honor the Uganda Martyrs. We have more in this story.
As Rukidi Diocese, we shall have...
Pilgrims have started trekking to Namugongo in Kampala for the Martyrs' Day celebrations, slated for June 3rd. As the pilgrims hit the road, police is cautioning motorists against reckless driving.
We are going to be escorting these pilgrims from one point to another as we hand them over to different officers on those routes. These officers will be riding ahead of them with the motorcycles. Some will be walking with them on some short distances as we hand them over to other officers who are deployed on that same route. Also, moving in groups, it is important that we move in groups, for it is when we are easily identified or seen by other road users. 3, to make sure that we are visible at all times. You have seen most of them having a reflective jackets, and we urge everyone, every pedestrian, a pilgrim, to have a reflective jacket while moving on the road.
In the first week of May, police registered 35% of accidents attributed to reckless driving and overspeeding.
Cyclists accounted for 35% of the total fatalities, highlighting the vulnerability of motorcyclists on the roads. Additionally, there was a notable increase in passenger fatalities in motor vehicles, contributing to 27% of the total death.
Meanwhile, 7 warriors were arrested and 2 guns and 4 bullets were recovered during police operations in Karamoja.
We also arrested 7 of them. We recovered 16 cattle. In the week, 14 had been reported stolen. We also registered 5 stolen goats. We recovered 5.
Police have also arrested suspects in Mpigi for terrorizing residents.
When we arrested this fellow, we managed to have information of how they have been strangling border riders in the areas of Chengera, Nansana, Kalere, Katwe, a number of areas.
Charity Marion Imnat and Rigana Homuza for UBC News.
Let's now take a short break, but we'll be returning with much more.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Capote Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Capote deal and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Capote Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN. Regulated by UCC.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Mera ngenze mbonipa Sam nazanya luto nganyiga star 278 then hash kuja kuba ngo yingide mukazanyo nga sente zino zimula wano zina wangu lazino wano milioni 10 kinana mu mukaga ebindi wanasoka bila ku TV nange sasoka kikiriza ninga mulaye kino kinzo kubanga kitufu oba yaddala tibya bufere sente zona zifunye zona zikoze ki naziwangudde amasanyu ina manji byeto byange byembadde njagala genda bitukiriza.
Ugandan National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory.
Special announcement from the Baseline Education Census 2025. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and Sports, is conducting the Baseline Education Census 2025. This exercise will cover all learning institutions in the country for both government and private establishments, namely pre-primary, primary, secondary, vocational, and higher institutions of learning. The baseline education census exercise data collection is being conducted in a phased manner, starting with Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area, comprising of districts of Kampala, Mukono, and Wakiso. The rollout to all other regions will commence at the beginning of second term. The baseline education census collects information on learners, teachers, and school facilities to facilitate planning and policy decisions in the education sector. Uganda Bureau of Statistics appeals to the general public, heads of schools and institutions, as well as the local government authorities to cooperate with the BEC enumerators. In a special way, UBOS appeals to all parents of the learners to support the exercise by availing learners with their correct date of birth, national identification number, and learner's identification number. For more information, please call 0772 933 628 or 0743 787 189 from Dr. Chris Mukiza, Executive Director.
Are you a woman with a small-scale business with a dream of growing it to another level? The GROW Project is here to support you in realizing your dream.
The GROW Project is a government initiative implemented by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and Private Sector Foundation Uganda with support from the World Bank.
We support women-owned businesses across the country to gain hands-on and business management skills through training within your location, business financing through grants and affordable loans, and infrastructure in your areas of operation to enable you to increase your productivity.
If you have a business that makes sales of up to 800,000 Uganda shillings per month, the GROW Project has the tools and resources to help you succeed. For more information, contact your district or city GROW focal person or call our toll-free line on 0800 307 777 to learn more about how you can benefit from the GROW Project's services.
The GROW Project, empowering women economically, transforming communities.
Hey, Okero. Hey, Kajambo. Mukasa. Where are you going with the family? Eh? Oh no. Hey. We are on our way to the polling station. The Electoral Commission is displaying the National Voters Register. And I need to make sure my name is on it. Oh. And Sophie here wants to confirm her voter details. We are all warming up for elections. Okay. What about these young men? I can see you. These ones are no longer boys. They are now men. Last election, they were too young to vote. But now, they are ready to vote. Mukasa, you have really inspired me. Now, let me also go home and pick my wife so that we can check the details in the register. Okay. See you on the polling station.
The National Voters Register will be displayed at your polling station from 25th April to 15th May 2025. Please do not miss this chance to confirm your polling station and your voter details. Report the dead for removal from the register and those who appear more than once. Every vote matters. This message is brought to you by the Electoral Commission of Uganda.
This May 24th is the grand finale of the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo 2025 Festival Day at Speak Resort Munyonyo. Experience a vibrant mix of music, dance, fashion, art, a fun-filled kids section and an epic boat regatta on Lake Victoria. Live on stage, Luthri, Winnie Nwaji, Abeka Band, Otim Alpha, Sunabed, Shilaga Shumba, Salvador, Alideki Brian, Crane Performers and more. General tickets go for 20k and VIP for 50k. Get yours now at tagticketing.com. What a festival day. Celebrate culture, celebrate Uganda. Don't miss it.
Welcome back from that break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. A warm welcome to those of you just joining us. Now let's go back to that top stories that the top story that we had earlier on mentioned, where President Yoweri Museveni has banned police bail for the suspects accused of stealing PDM items such as poultry, chicken, goats, and cattle. Museveni says any police officers who grant bail to suspects accused of stealing PDM items will be arrested and dismissed. The president made the remarks in Kasese municipality as he visited some PDM program beneficiaries. We have more in this story.
Dira Pelus of Chizungu Cell in Kasese municipality is one of the successful beneficiaries of Paris development model. The 60-year-old lady with vision impairment received the 1 million PDM cash 2 years ago and ventured in poultry farming. Out of the 1 million, she used 600,000 to purchase 100 chicks. That earned for her about 2 million after 3 months. From last year, Pelus has sold chicken 8 times and progressed to owning 750 chicks now. She is estimated to earn close to 10 million.
I
thank the President for introducing PDM program, which has helped me get out of poverty. I'm optimistic that those who haven't gotten will also get and get out of poverty.
President Museveni visited Bira Pelus and commended her for the good utilization of the PDM funds.
This is your money. Why can't you follow it up? Now this time, instead of using government agents to kugabula, ndiebero benu omwanya werikolisa bitongole bye government eri endabika bekagaba. We are saying, no, this is the money now, is yours. Direct you, the parish people, through your elected people.
During the visit, Museveni took a strong stand on police bail for suspects accused of stealing PDM funds such as chicken, goats and cattle.
This officer is giving bail to thieves. I will arrest him. Ndi police amimi akaha akariko mundu omwibi atolere police oyo eniamu kora kungabira ruko because I banned it kusangwe echo abiri chiha. But now you must expose him, like you have got members of parliament. Atineri nyene mutolere moturawo so that I know that the regional police person in Kasese did not implement my order. So now if I don't know, then how will I act? So again, this is in your hands.
The area leaders, including the State Minister for ICT, Godfrey Kabianka, expressed hope in PDM to fight poverty.
Message to the beneficiaries: use the money in the enterprise that you ask the money for. But also in the municipality, I think we shall need to make a bit of adjustment, because you cannot just bring PDM for only agriculture, crop and animal. I think there must be PDM for business.
At least 250 people from each parish within Kasese municipality have benefited since the program was launched 4 years ago.
So far, we've done well there, and now we are trying to continue sensitizing the leadership of the circle to do the right thing. You know, the people we are working with are in, we call them at times vulnerable, or they are in subsistence.
Philip Aguta and Stephen Kalisia for UBC News in Kasese.
Thanks, Philip, for that story. And of course, from Kasese, the president also went to Bundibujo, and this is part of his 3-day wealth creation visit to the sub-region. And while there, he visited a resident of Bugani Kere sub-county in Bundibujo district, and that is Bernard Kachuro. Now, Kachuro is a model farmer growing cocoa. He also practices fish farming and cattle keeping, among other things. Take a watch.
As education became a hurdle for Kachuro Bernard during his teenage days, he rather never despised himself, but gave agriculture a trial.
At the
beginning, the dad took him to school, but he did not complete education. He dropped out. And then he started farming. He was cultivating sweet potatoes, cassava, soybean.
Indeed, after several years of highs and lows, finally the try never lied him.
The money is used. Is used for paying school fees, in the construction.
Kachuro, who is a resident of Kanyantua East Sale in Buganikire Sub-County, Bundibujo District, has now become a seasoned cocoa farmer in this area.
And who has diversified is into fish farming and processing palm oil and many other things. You can see even the kind of house he has put up from the proceeds of cocoa.
First of all, cocoa has transformed this area, and as you were coming, you saw how people have developed just because of the prices of the cocoa are always favorable to the farmers.
In fact, he is living testimony of the saying which goes, start small but think big.
In every month, he gets 60 million, each kilogram costing 20,000 per kilogram. When he saw that is not enough, he went into palm oil farming.
With the president visiting him on Monday, 12 May 2025, Kachuro has now turned his 12-acre cocoa farm into a demonstration site.
Cocoa is the only thing, the only gold we have here in Bundibujo. And like any other country, like any other district has the matoke, they have fish, they have what. For us, majorly, the source of income which we have is cocoa. And in Uganda, as we talk now, most of the monies that enter the country, Bundibujo takes the lion's share in terms of exportation of cocoa.
Kanokusima ba Bundibujo bona abuko bona nabandi nabo baliyo nkabaroreira kandi ba Bundibujo tubara twenzire ukwenda mu rutorano kwetaye. They didn't overburden us.
Although Kachuro is on a right track, however, barriers like power connection, poor roads and water shortages still hampers not only his dream, but even that of the communities of Bundibujo.
Solar yone cooperatives. Solar ne takuba ya mwena. Ati Kachuro agambira ngo atangiye kulisa nagonza kufoko umuhuma aine ntemu atanaza kwa milioni 12 agulenti ibiri.
As the president kicks off the 3 days wealth creation visit to Rwenzori sub-region, President Museveni acknowledges the determination exhibited by Ugandans like Kachuro towards wealth creation. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Robert Onyango with that story there. Now, President Yoweri Museveni has lauded Monsignor Expedito Magembe for promoting interfaith cooperation among religious leaders and their followers, and his tireless efforts extended to the Catholic Church. This was in his speech read by the Minister for Works and Transport, General Katumba Wamala, during the final send-off of Monsignor Expedito Magembe at Kisubi Seminary in Katabi Town Council, Wakiso District. We have more in this story.
The final send-off of Reverend Monsignor Expedito Magembe commenced with a requiem mass led by Bishop Paul Semogere, the Archbishop of Kampala Diocese.
omubiri gwa muganda waffe guno gwe tugenda okuziika nga tegukyali mu kantu aguzuukizanga nga gw'amaanyi ng'era gw'abatuukirivu.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni extended his condolence message to the Archbishop of Uganda, Bishop Paul Semogere, and the Catholic Church at large for the loss of Reverend Monsignor Expedito Magembe, who passed away on the 9th of May. This was in a speech read by the Minister of Works and Transport, General Katumba Wamala.
I also appreciate the late Monsignor for promoting interfaith cooperation among religious leaders and their followers. This is a good spiritual attitude, which is illustrated in the book of Luke 10, verses 29 to 37.
Museveni lauded Magembe for focusing on his spiritual work by helping youth in need to love God and promoting the interfaith cooperation among religious leaders and their followers.
I pray that God grants his family and the Catholic Church the solace and courage to endure this moment of loss and sorrow. This is a time to not only mourn his demise, but also thank God for his life and contributions to building the church and the country, Uganda. May the legacy of Monsignor Expedito Magembe continue, and is signed Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda.
The Archbishop Paul Semogere joined the mourners to thank God for the gift of life extended to Magembe.
Ebisigadde tugenda kutambula ffenna. Ng'ekereziya kubanga tesobola kwawukana na mirimu mirungi gifaanana bwe giti. Ate ne Monsignor Magembe tumusabe bw'aba atuuse atusabire.
Friends, families and relatives described Monsignor Expedito Magembe as a talented man of God who was nurtured with creativity of composing religious songs and spreading the word of God among the youth.
Ebinaamujjukirwako yabadde omugunjuzi wa Pious Union, Brides of the Lamb, Sisters e Bukalango yatandika mu 1992. Basista abo yabagunze. Era n'atandika Mount Spiritual Center e Bukalango eyo mu gw'Enkuumi-2021.
Reverend Monsignor Expedito Magembe died on the 9th May 2025 at Nsambyo Hospital, has this evening been laid to rest at Chisobi Seminary in Katabi Town Council in Wakiso District. Charity Marion Imnat and Sula Kagugube for UBC News.
And may the soul of the late Magembe rest in eternal bliss. It's time for us now to have a look at that segment of Buza Kamisona. And this is a segment that most of you have actually gotten used to. This is when the Commissioner General of Uganda Revenue Authority gets to talk back to you to answer back the questions that you happen to send to him.
Buza Kamisona.
Now, another question is from Alex in Kasese. And Alex is asking, what are the tax obligations of a personal boda motorcycle? Now, boda, we all know these are the small pikipikis that help transport passengers. Now, if your boda is being used for commercial purposes, the only tax you pay is 20,000 shillings annually, and we call it advance income tax. So if you have a boda, you're only going to pay 20,000 per year, and that is assumed to be a fair share for anybody who owns a boda. So there is no reason why a boda rider should default, because this tax is small, it's affordable, 20,000 a whole year. And then you ride your boda with pleasure, knowing that you have contributed to the development of the country. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for these questions.
Buza Kamisona. Now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790 141 887, and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them.
And we finally come to the end of this first edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV this Monday, the 12th day of May 2025. Our second and final edition will come your way at 10 p.m. But up next here on UBC TV is The Front Bench with Jethro Kaseji. Enjoy the show.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
This is The Front Bench, where we engage your leaders who matter a lot when it comes to issues shaping the nation. On our WhatsApp number 0709